Debbie, you're on the air.
Hi, Howard. It's Debbie from Philadelphia. How you doing?
Hey, now.
I'm on my way to work now, and all of a sudden you were talking about the woman that you shared with Sly, and I think YFC turned you into Warren Zevon for a few minutes.
Wow.
Yeah,
are you sure? Maybe it's probably your radio, your tuner.
Yeah.
Tune back into us.
Oh, no, I have you on. It's really good morning.
Oh, sorry. I must cut you off. Hey, Jank, so you're in Philly.
Yeah, Howard, she's crazy. I'm hearing the whole show. It's fine.
No. Right when he was saying they shared the same woman. Warren Zevon.
You're a dumb bitch. I can hear the whole show.
Oh, come on now.
Hey, Howard.
Come on now.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah?
Today is the 10th anniversary of the Rosie O'Donnell call that I did.
Is that right?
Yeah. You have it there?
Yeah, but you always do this to me. I'm in the middle of, I'm going to do a whole bunch of bits here, and then you throw in a bit.
Well, don't pay attention to that crazy bitch. The show's getting out fine here in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
You don't have to call her name. She was just trying to point out something. She thought it had happened.
Yeah, she's one of my loyal listeners.
Well, Janks panics when he's got nowhere to go. He just yells out a name.
Well, if she's a loyal listener, then I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, here's a woman who's just trying to help us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't just run and tell you that because then, it's like if it's not true, then people panic and white people YSP phone calls to them.
All right, I don't know what he's talking about.
Janks' 10th anniversary of a big call for him.
Yep.
Speaking of Rosie O'Donnell, did you see that she's going to be on Queer as Folk this year as Sharon Gless's love interest?
Oy, the two of them?
I said, what? Who's going to tune in for that?
Wow.
Man, I can't wait to see.
You got to admire Rosie O'Donnell in some ways. I mean, you really do.
I do admire her, but I don't want to see her and Sharon Gless together.
I'm just saying, imagine like she just walked away from that talk show. That thing was money in the bank.
But she was living a lie, Howard. Her life was miserable.
Well, Ellen DeGeneres says she's a lesbian and she's doing fine.
Rosie couldn't do it.
She just was like, you know what? I've had enough work and I'm leaving. I mean, who the hell says they have enough work when you're making that kind of bread?
Again, you're not taking into consideration that she couldn't really live her life the way she wanted to.
What, sit there with those kids in a house?
Yeah,
wow.
And be with her life mate and walk around holding hands and get the haircut she wanted. She butched up her hair and everything.
I guess she just couldn't take the pressure anymore. She just wanted to live a nice family life.
And a nice gay family life.
Yeah, and not have to deal with everybody commenting on her.
If she was, hetero, I'm sure she'd still be doing the show.
You think?
Yeah.
I just admire anyone who can walk away.
But she didn't. It was more of a force than I just want to give this up.
I almost did the walk away. If the satellite deal hadn't come down, I would have walked away from this.
But yours was more of a force than a walk away, too.
Yeah, well, look, I could always continue doing half a show.
But you don't want to. It's just killing you.
I didn't want to. I really didn't.
I'm thinking about walking away because I might have enough money for the rest of my life if I'm dead at 39.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I would.
Because last night, Beth and I were having dinner. I said, Artie's going to be dead soon. And she goes, yeah, I know. And I said...
So I'm thinking about retiring because I might have... If I'm dead in 3 years, I have a way enough money for the rest of my life. Like, I can live like a king.
You could not work at all.
If you continue to drink...
Yeah.
If you continue to drink the way you're drinking... No, something's got to give health-wise.
In other words, I bet you I got enough money.
You're smart.
In the last 10 years.
But here's the thing. What if you stop drinking?
And it doesn't happen. No. What if he continues to drink and lives through all of his money and doesn't die?
No, what if he stops drinking all of a sudden?
Without getting into anybody's...
No, if he continues to drink, he's going to die.
Without getting into anybody's worth.
That does not necessarily compute.
Without getting into anybody's worth. All right, net worth.
Right.
What would you say, how much money would a person need to live in this area comfortably for 10 years without working?
For 10 years?
Yeah.
Without
10
working?
years.
Without working.
You own your house?
Yeah.
Okay. 20 billion? You got a private jet in this scenario? No. Okay, just to live your life, food,
in the New York City
entertainment.
area.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what you'd need. You would need... I mean, with your lifestyle, because you're not a big spender.
Right.
If you had $1 million.
Really?
Nah,
Why
I'd
not?
say more.
Why? 3 years?
Let's say He still wants to have a fun time.
I mean, you're thinking like a guy.
No,
you're thinking like a guy who wants to save money.
I don't have.
No.
If he lives 3 years, it's $350,000 a year.
I don't have. I'm talking about living
10
for 10 years.
Oh, 10 years.
10
you're
years.
optimistic.
To live a decade. Yeah, I'm very optimistic.
To live 10 years.
I'd say he needs about $2 million.
No, you need $2 million.
$2 million net worth?
Yeah. Cash money, so you got interest.
Right. Okay.
Well, look at you.
Wow.
Based
on that, I'm thinking about walking away.
Well, here's a sad situation.
Because I don't want to work the last 10 years of my life.
Here's a sad situation.
You know what I mean?
What if you live?
That's my point. If he lives, he's going to be in trouble.
I'll deal with it. Believe me, if I'm still alive in 8 years, I'll make sure I die in 10.
Right.
No. I'll have to deal with that 10 years from now, then.
Okay.
Are you walking away? Is that your official announcement?
I might.
You're not going anywhere. Jerry, go ahead. Because you're a guy and you want to make a living.
I don't know.
Go ahead. You been thinking of walking away from this?
One, I mean, just...
Easy for you.
Show business.
Oh, show business. You're barely in it.
Well, that's what I mean. It's whatever
right here.
You're here. Stay right here. You don't have to be in show business.
Whatever I'm in.
What is it, Tom?
I have a question for you.
Yep.
Hey, a moment ago you were referring to how America has these double standards. They say one thing, do another, do one thing, say another. Regarding your fight here with the FCC and so forth, they will always have an in, regardless of what the Constitution says, based on the license. That's the doorway. And then your call screener came back on and talked to me about having a license for satellite. I didn't realize that. You're going to get a license in satellite?
You're just bumming me out, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
Try not to fall asleep 'cause Tom is here.
What is that guy talking about?
I don't know what he meant either.
What a dick. Yeah.
You have had conversations with Artie about modifying his behavior, about how worried you were.
I am.
About his pattern of behavior. And, I mean, if this were Cabby, we'd be sending him... He's one step short of having the TV talking to him.
Oh, come on.
No, he's not.
The TV's not talking to nobody.
He's had the TV talk to him before. He's not there.
Artie's not rock bottom yet.
But, I mean, when do you change?
Wait a second. Hold it, Tom. Here, first of all, you're out of line.
You mean my clothes?
Number one. You can imagine how Artie smelled in Vegas? He didn't change his clothes once.
I was thinking about the plane ride back. Did you have a seatmate?
Yeah, but that guy was gross, too.
Oh.
They sit him next to gross people.
Actually, I was in the gross section. This guy was gross.
No, here's the thing. I've said to Artie, nothing about your weekend in Vegas sounds like fun to me.
Right.
Like being that drunk, that wasted, and like having all those hangers on and all that other stuff just sounds crazy.
Right.
Okay. Secondly, I've had private conversations with him. I go, man, you drink way too friggin' much.
Yeah, but this weekend was work, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't for
stop
fun.
it.
It was. I made a lot of money.
So
was Vegas last year work, though, too.
wait a second.
Oh, it was. That's right.
But Artie, as far as I'm concerned, shows up for work every single day. He's sober. He's funny as hell.
And you can't say that about Cabby.
Yeah, Cabby couldn't show up for work.
I'm going to take the... I'm not looking to draw the corollary between he and Cabby.
Right. Cabby went off the deep end.
Thank you, Tom.
Right.
Artie knows he's got a problem, but he feels he can handle it. I don't agree.
Artie's like a race car driver. He wants to drive way too fast, but think he's in control.
So what are you saying, Tom?
I mean, I think he almost needs intervention.
I did it already.
I don't need an intervention.
You can't binge like that.
What do you think I did last night? I went home, I had a couple of cookies, and I fell asleep at 9 o'clock. And that's what I'll do again tonight. And you know, and I work, I make good money.
Could you go 30 days without drinking?
Of course I could.
But he's not going to.
Give me a month where I don't have a gig, and I can do it. Seriously, I can't not drink at a gig.
Well, how often? When is your next gig?
Next week.
I don't understand something. Why do you have to drink at a gig, though? Right. Because you got it down pat. I mean, it's not like it's a difficult thing.
Yeah, but this is why the DVD is part of this, because the DVD is this act I've been doing for a while, and it's just I'm going to promote it for a couple of months.
So you're touring to promote.
As soon as I'm done, I don't care if it sells good or bad. I am done with stand-up for at least a year. I'll have to write a new act anyway, and I may just retire from that part of it.
So are you telling us that as soon as this is over, you can go 30 days without drinking?
I'm touring. I got a schedule to do stand-up, to sell the DVD, to sort of promote it, up until my last gig is in Boston on like May 6th and 7th.
Okay.
I'm telling you, after that gig, I bet you I could stop drinking for 30 days.
All right.
All right.
You can or you will.
I can. I won't, but I can.
He's just saying he could do it if he needed to.
But if you could, you would.
No, he won't do it.
I mean, think about it, Tom. No drugs for years. I mean, I even lost a few pounds. I lived a healthy kind of summer.
As long as he's working here, he's got discipline.
He's been, he's a professional. He's
got order in his life.
Except for that Monday call.
Yes.
I don't know what that was.
Come on, I've been here for 4 years. So one time.
That could be the start of something.
He was sick.
How do you know?
Because
I know.
Was like.
What?
Nobody asked him what his weekend was like leading up to that Monday call.
Yeah, it was awful.
I was sick the whole weekend.
Were you sick or were you drinking?
No, Tom, I promise you,
he was sick.
I was sick that week.
I know for a fact he was sick.
Really?
Yeah.
The flu has been going. You can't believe I got sick of all people. But look at you. You're the picture of health. All right, how could you be sick? Well,
nothing seems to hurt you.
Well, I happen to be a strong fella.
I mean, is Artie doing well psychologically? No. Is Artie doing well in his personal life? No. Is Artie doing well professionally? Yes. Would it be nice if he went into rehab and stopped drinking? Fabulous. Is he going to do it? No.
But I'm serious.
But he's able to come to work and do his thing.
Can we send him to some place where they can teach you how to drink responsibly?
What about that, Artie? Like, just have 3 or 4 drinks at a cocktail party.
I go to that place. It's the Yankee game. No, we were joking before. I'm serious.
At the Yankee game, they teach you how to drink responsibly?
Well, when you drink responsibly is church. You just have the one wine. One thing of wine. I'm serious. Like, I don't know if I went to a doctor and he said, "Look, man, you might have about 10 years," I would consider stopping working because I have enough.
Drinking.
I have enough money to live for 10 years. The way
he thinks that, like, if he stops working, that'll be the answer to his problems. He doesn't realize there is no answer to your problems. There's no dream scenario. Like, I always think, like if I built a perfect dream house and got out of the business, it'd still be the same.
It's you.
Whack job.
Taking you to the place, the new place.
Yeah.
Like I could go to a county in Jersey, kind of where I grew up, and buy a nice house, own it completely with a pool in the back and everything, and
then become the town drunk. Is that what you?
Well, I'm the town drunk anyway.
All right. I don't want to hear any more about it. Okay. It's bumming me out. I want to take a break. I want to do the news. Sylvester Stallone evidently not coming in.
That's a bummer.
That's a bummer.
Now, why wouldn't somebody call us? We've been promoting that for some time now. They could have called and said, "What are you talking about? We're not going to be there."
What is it, Ralph?
Gary says he's got
a couple things real quick. I don't think Artie has a drinking problem.
Because you have problems.
No, he can function during... Artie, do you drink during the week?
No, I don't.
Yes, he does.
I have in the past, but not 85% of the time when I'm doing this job, I don't drink. I don't drink during the week.
When he has a gig, he has some drinks and he has fun. He's up there. It makes him funnier sometimes if he doesn't drink too much. But
right. There's a perfect amount I have in me where it's okay, but sometimes it's too much.
No, he's got a drinking problem.
No one's arguing that.
No.
But
Ralph is.
Ralph is. Thanks.
Yeah, I am. How so?
Because here, I'll explain it to you.
Does he show up to work?
No, that's not the answer.
Is he drunk at work?
He binge drinks.
He blacks out.
He blacks out, can't remember stuff. He drinks. He doesn't go to sleep for like days, just drinking.
And it affects his relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And Ralph, really, in Vegas last year, do you think that was the behavior of a person who's got it under control? Seriously.
The guy had to be in a wheelchair.
Well, Artie does things to excess. You know,
that's called a problem.
He drinks to excess. It's not necessarily a drinking problem. He just does things to excess. Right. He's not going to kill himself on booze.
You don't know that.
He does coke to excess when he does it. You know what I mean?
When I used to do it.
When you used to do it.
Ralph, please. You talking about mental health is like me talking about being short.
Real quick.
All right.
You know, you're talking about these broadcasters and whatnot kind of kowtowing to the pressure and not not doing anything racy and these Super Bowl commercials and whatnot. But you're sort of giving up too. I mean, you're going to satellite.
I don't see it that way. I see it as I'm creating a whole new avenue for broadcasters to be able. What I could sit here. I can't fight the FCC. I'm not the one being fined.
How can he fight it all by himself?
No, you can't, and neither can they.
Giving up would be going away and letting them have their way with me. I think I've checkmated them. They can't get their hands on me where I'm going, and guess what? It's going to bite everyone in the ass if I do what I'm going to do.
Can you blame these people for not putting on wild stuff? Because who needs the hassle?
Wait a second.
You know
it could have all been eliminated if one broadcast company went to court with the FCC. And if all the other broadcast companies had formed a lobby and supported, but Clear Channel won't do that. They won't help anybody. They let Viacom out there on their own. All the other independent broadcasters all bowed. They should have stood together like the gun lobbyists and said, hold it. Stop everything.
If the industry was fighting, it would be a different story.
We're not buying and selling any licenses. We're not doing anything until you guys get us into court on a fast track.
I don't think that's where it's going to come from. The people have to rise up.
No, they don't. All it is one court case. The judge would sit there and say, this is not obscene material. This is not indecent material. Case closed. FCC, you've got to now define what you mean by indecency. And they never would have agreed on it. It would have gone away like everything else in politics does. As soon as you challenge it, it goes away.
But it didn't.
Look at history. It didn't. So I am saying I'm taking matters into my own hands. The first broadcaster to take matters into his own hands, walk away from something I'm very successful at.
Yeah, you're bailing.
That's not a bail.
Bailing?
Listen to who's talking.
Bailing, let me see you get a job.
You're not fighting the fight.
Of course I am. What are you talking about? I'm creating a new medium. I'm going to bury, hopefully, well, I don't want to badmouth this medium. I am going to change the face of broadcasting.
And Ralph, you fought the fight for 10 years. Not like
10, 20.
20, yeah.
And no one stood by me, and I figured out how to checkmate them all. Get out of here. And do me a favor. Get out of my life. You ass. What a dummy.
I'm just saying.
Get lost. How dare he?
You're
that's your pal?
Yeah, that's my pal. Doesn't even know what I'm up to.
So you want to know what happened to
By the way, I'm the guy who drags himself out of bed for the next 5 years to reinvent myself.
And he'll tag along.
And he'll tag along for the good ride.
Let him stay here.
Bailing out. Bailing out is saying, hey, I made enough money, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that. I'm going to work harder than I've ever worked.
It is a commitment, man. You got, I'll tell you, because getting up, I've been doing this for 4 years, and
It's
I don't
horrible.
know how you do this.
I hate it.
Wah, wah.
You're right. I got into this business so I wouldn't have to get up early. I got the one job where it's like a paper route for me.
I mean, certainly, I don't feel in any way I'm bailing out on anybody. I feel like...
If you were not doing something anymore, you're going off to do something else.
And by the way, this is selling out as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to be bleeped and edited. I have things I want to talk about in a funny way that I believe make me funny and that my audience will appreciate.
No, look, bailing out on your part would be totally look like quitting and just, sleeping late for the rest of your life and not caring.
I don't even
as
see
he
that.
said, it would be to clean up his act.
Yeah,
and
no,
Howard,
bailing out would not be to leave. To leave and not, let's say satellite didn't exist. If I left and I said, listen, the industry has changed. I don't want to do a show that is edited by Tom. With all due respect, it's not Tom's fault. But the fact of the matter is, I don't want to be edited. I don't want my material to be changed. And I want to talk about topics like I used to 10 years ago. The clock's been turned back. And I leave and say goodbye. That ain't selling out. That ain't copping out. What's copping out is staying.
Right, and doing the show
letting
they
him,
want you to
and after all my whining and bitching, sign for another 5 years.
Take all the money and do the kind of show they want you to do.
Right. That, to me,
That's a bail.
is the bailout.
and can I just say one more thing?
I could have taken the money. I mean, you know they offered me a more contract.
I would say there was one other option, and that would have been stay and help put the fight together.
No,
and help motivate
you guys.
people to do the
No
fight.
offense.
I mean,
There's no
it's
fight. You
enough
guys aren't
already.
gonna. You guys aren't gonna win the fight.
It's enough.
There is no fight being put together.
And Howard,
It's a joke.
Can I just say one other thing
Yeah.
that Ralph sort of missed when you say you're bailing out? Granted, you're going over to a new medium where you're being paid a lot of money, but you said this before. It's still a huge risk. There's nobody there. You're going over to a place where you're taking a risk in your career to talk to not a lot of people.
In fact, I sit there and every night I go, "Wow, what did I do?"
Yeah, and
I'm
how many
still-
people will you be talking
I don't
to?
know.
You don't even know.
That's. I sit there and I go, "Man, I'm going to go to some universe that only has 1.1 million listeners right now."
And not all of
total.
those are Stern listeners.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be weird to go do a good show and then everyone go, "I didn't hear it."
Yeah, what?
You know.
You're still with him?
You
What's
know?
the one thing that could be more addictive to men, especially politicians, than money, and that's power. And
Right.
what you're giving up here
power.
is power, right? Because you talk to this many people, you got a lot of power.
You know, I'm a risk taker, and I think the risk is worth it. But it is. I'm giving up a lot of power here.
But I'm saying,
there is no greater rush to me than to have people just turn on their radios with ease and hear what I have to say, and then walk down the street and people go, "Hey, Howard, I heard when you talked to this guy and that guy, and it was great."
Right.
I love all of that. That feeds me like you wouldn't believe. I need lots of attention.
Isn't that why? It's why you perform.
That's why you perform.
Right?
It ain't about the money, because the fact of the matter
we did
is,
this without money for a long time.
yeah, I never expected to make any money at this. So this is, this is like leaving the presidency to go be the king of Staten Island.
And you know what? That's a horrible thing. Look at Bill Clinton. Look at all these guys that leave, and they have to leave. They hate it because they've been the most powerful people in the world, and there's no way to get that rush anywhere.
Right.
Well, that's why, and then we talked about that the other day. That's why Emmett Smith cries at his press conference.
That's right.
Because that's the greatest thing he's ever done in his life, and he has to give it up, and he doesn't want to.
I'm going to tell you the upside. If I'm right about my move,
It could be even greater.
and I know I am actually right about it, I know it more so than I've known anything in my life. Not only am I right about my move, that I will have the ultimate vindication. You talk to me in 5 years and tell me if I made the right move. Now, there's lots of people say, let's not worry about him, Stern, this, that, the other thing. Wait and see who was right.
And you know what I say to that?
And anybody who's sitting...
They've said that before.
Anyone who's sitting there and doubting me, you ain't going to be on the gravy train when it happens.
And I'll tell you something. I've never seen you fail. I remember when you said you were going to syndicate. Okay, you did Philly and Washington. That was okay. But when you said you were going to syndicate to Los Angeles, oh, my God. Friends of mine who I thought understood the show told me there's no way it'll work.
Yeah, L.A.'s different.
L.A.'s different. It's a
Let me
different
tell you
time
something.
zone.
I walked into Mel's office, and I said, I'm leaving the company if you don't let me syndicate into Los Angeles. He goes, really? He goes, if you went on in Los Angeles, you would fail, and you're not going to Los Angeles over my dead body. I said, my contract's up. I'm leaving. Goodbye. I need to be on in Los Angeles. It is crucial to my career. It's crucial to my growth. He said, you will not succeed. Mel, who I value more than anybody, you will not succeed. And I went on KLSX. It was owned by, I don't even know who owned it at
Greater
the time.
Media.
Greater Media. And I became number one. Instantly.
But
Instantly.
I've heard that story a million times.
Like that, right?
I know everything. Do you know what it's like to know everything?
Clearly, no.
Of course not.
No, but Howard, I've been down that road a million times. I remember Howard's writing a book. What's Howard going to put in a book? What is that? Howard's making a movie? What could that be about? And then you wrote a great book and made a great movie.
There's no debating. I'm the greatest entertainer ever lived. I mean, who could debate that? Who would debate it?
Ralph?
Yeah, Ralph will call in with a debate. But you're definitely the greatest radio person that ever lived.
You want to debate me?
No, but who's a better entertainer?
I mean, at different times have been great
Sammy
entertainers.
Davis
Sammy
Jr.
Davis Jr., he could listen.
He couldn't do radio.
Who could do radio? I said, you're the greatest at radio, but you couldn't sing in a nightclub.
I could sing in a nightclub. I've done it.
Oh,
Who can
please.
entertain-
I'm
Not
fabulous.
that anybody wanted to hear.
Yes, Ralph. What is it? What do you want?
Frank Sinatra.
What do you want?
I just want
I'm
to
done with
clarify.
you.
I didn't say you were selling out.
Yes, you did.
I did not say
He
that.
said he was bailing.
I said you were bailing because
I'm not bailing.
These people are doing with the commercials. They're just going easy because who needs the hassle? You can't go up against the government at this point.
Of course you can. Not if you're alone.
No.
You got to figure out by your own brain
And
what
you're right.
to do.
These people should all get together and form some sort of
That's
coalition.
what I've been saying. So don't attack me, dude.
I'm not.
Get off my phone.
Hey, wait.
Okay, why don't you tell your story after the break?
I will.
What story? Just give us the topic.
Stallone.
What is about this story?
I'll give it to you very quickly. And I'm not taking a bullet on this one. I'm serious. In January, mid-January, they called to book him. He was coming in President's Week.
Okay.
Right? We were on vacation President's Week. He was going to do Tony Danza. They were dark President's Week. So the publicist called me and said, listen, we have to move our trip. We're moving our trip to the 8th.
Okay.
And I said, same time? She goes, yeah, great. She didn't say it was March 8th. Now, if it's the middle of January, it says we're moving our trip to the 8th, I assumed it was February 8th. So he's coming in a month from today.
Oh. She didn't hear us promoting this for 2 days?
I don't know.
2 days, weeks.
Yeah, it's been weeks.
We talked about this last week.
Didn't actually give the date, though, probably.
No,
Well, I think it's a general rule. I have to tell you, I don't think most publicists listen to this show.
What?
March 8th.
What do you mean most
Mark,
publicists
no,
don't
they-
listen?
they-
You don't know what they listen to.
They all tell me, I get up late, I can't get up there. Half of them don't even know what's going on in the show sometimes. It's a
Yeah,
weird
but
thing.
don't tell me publicists don't listen to the show.
Doctors, lawyers, publicists, everybody.
Everyone listens to the show. So the woman goes, I'm coming in on the 8th, and you don't say what month?
I believe I said February 8th. I usually always repeat back the month and the day. I always repeat back the month and the day. I say, okay, it's Tuesday, February 8th at 8:30.
All right, listen. So Sylvester Stallone.
He's coming in a month.
In a month, we'll see him.
All right, so let's go back to promoting.
This is just great. This is great early promotion. That's what
All
I'm
right,
saying.
I got to take a break. We're going to do the news. My head's going to explode. So I need to get done.
And it is that Catholic woman in Washington's favorite section of the show.
Right.
But she won't hear it.
In D.C., they won't hear it. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after. What do you think of them taking us off the air in D.C.?
That sucks.
We run you until 10:30, 11 o'clock. Whenever you're done, we're done with the show.
Why do you think they're doing? Have you looked into it at all?
It's not going to do me any good to look into it. It's not my decision.
No, I know that. I know. I'm just asking you as a member of the.
I'm telling you, I'm here for. I'm with this show for as long as this show wants to be on the air. If you want to be on the air until noon today, we're going to air the show.
What do you
Where are
think,
these decisions coming from, Tom?
Joel?
I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's Joel. It may be the local station manager. It may be the
Who is the local station manager in Washington?
His name is Michael Hughes.
You think it's coming from him?
I don't know.
Don't you think he's making a mistake, pissing off the audience? If he's developing a new morning show?
Like I said, I'm saying this morning show is on our air until you're.
No, I know that our show is on.
So that's my answer.
I just wonder, as a company, don't the people who who run the stations get together and talk about what they're going to do and how they're feeling about this?
If you ran D.C., would you do that?
If probably not, but I'm not there, so I don't know.
So you disagree with his decision?
I'm not.
You're saying that you
would.
You're
dragging me into this.
All right.
That, okay?
We'll be back right after these words.